But it's not just about the flooding. We've got a series of strong frontal systems that are going to trigger cascading impacts throughout the state, from flooding to very strong winds and the potential for landslides. We do have some snow coming, though. So we'll time it out for you because we do have a very long week ahead when it comes to potential impacts. When you look at, you know what, let me rewind really quickly because somehow this jumped ahead. When you look at the layout for the moisture, we have to get through a little bit of today. The break for Washington State specifically comes later today into Tuesday, and then things amplify yet again Tuesday into Wednesday. When you compare this event to last week, there is a little bit less moisture to work with. Well, maybe about the same. But the difference is that we have a little bit more cold air, Stephen, when it comes to raising or at least lowering the snow level and raising the amount of snow we could see for the mountains. So they are comparable, but we have to pay attention to each round of it because each one's going to be a little different. And so for the first round, there is a lot of warm air to get through. So you do have some flood potential yet again, the flood watch extending across much of Washington and even into northern Idaho and Montana.
Listen, the snow would be great. This is the snow for the Cascades. That's how even you help in part the flood risk because you're not dealing with such warm temperatures. But to see yet again most of the state under the flood watch, it's concerning, and it's over the same areas that dealt with the flooding just last week. Now this morning, we're waking up to this first round. I mean, all associated with an atmospheric river, but yeah, it's not the only bout of rain that we'll contend with. If there is some good news, it's not going to be raining the whole time, but the National Weather Service out of Seattle was real quick to issue this flood watch because of everything that we saw last week.
Yeah, it's a certainly compounding effect, right? Because we had so much rain, over a foot in some instances. And while we did get a little bit of reprieve, the rivers have been working overtime. So there is that high level of concern for rivers that didn't recede much that could yet again return to major flood stage. When you also look at the flash flood threat, you have a level 2 across the Cascades, through just up against the Cascades, through the Olympics, off of the Cascades. Coffee's going to kick in at some point. And then down I-5. Also noting that for Oregon, this is also a flood potential when you consider how that moisture is going to be pointed first to the state of Washington, and then it sags a little bit further south.
Yeah. Oregon's back in the mix, whereas through the Columbia River Gorge, right? That region of it straddles the Washington-Oregon state line, but each day will carry different impacts. Today looks to be, from a heavy rain perspective, probably the heaviest rain that we'll deal with until about, again, Thursday. Obviously, Tuesday and Wednesday we have threats, but maybe it'll be a bit more isolated. Maybe we can keep Seattle out of the mix and along that I-5 corridor where when we're just roughly looking as these rivers are swollen, any sort of dry day that we can have will be good. But we're in it today. You know, we're going to deal with it throughout the morning into the afternoon, it seems.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Pacific Northwest is encompassed in getting some of that moisture. We watched today for some of the rain and then a little bit of a break into Tuesday, at least in terms of how spread out it is. But things amplify yet again as you head Tuesday into Wednesday. But I think what's really interesting is how you start to see the blue spread out. Should add more pause points in this. It's kind of long. But what you notice, though, is that you do have a return of snow. And I think that's what's going to make it a little bit trickier for the river forecasting. But what you do have is snow elevation that's going to be dropping to past level by the time we get into the latter part of the week. So we'll have snow down to about 2,000, 2,500 feet, whereas before that was mainly rain. And even today it is mainly rain. But that could be helpful. But at the same time, every day is a little different.
It is. And do we say with confidence that the snow that starts falling with the event beginning tomorrow and then lasting for the remainder of the week, does that snow stay or is it eventually going to melt, right? I mean, we're in this period right now where temperatures in the West have been quite warm, the exception being the Pacific Northwest because that's where the storm track has kept things quite unsettled. But you get this ridge to build just a little farther to the north, and then you're dealing with any sort of snow that we might have seen at those lower elevations. They start to melt. But we have the rain. That's going to be the big concern that we have for the next couple of days. And with rain that's in the forecast, rivers in western Washington, they're forecast to rise again, making an already tense situation even worse. Here's a snapshot of what some have had to deal with this last week. This is video of the Cowlitz River at Packwood, Washington. It's a rushing river. Packwood is in Lewis County. The river rising out of its banks flooding a few homes as it reached a near record crest. Look at how much debris was in the river, too. There's also a perspective here. Look at the before and after, these two images. What I've done is I've circled that tree stump, so that's in the foreground. That's the reference point. Now, closer to the river, look at those trees on the left side. This was taken last Tuesday on December 9th. There's a tree there. My cousin sent me these pictures. He's saying that that tree is 75 feet tall. Well, the Cowlitz River, it flooded, took out that tree as well as several along the river's edge. My cousin said that he's lost at least a dozen trees as a result of this flood. That was on December 11th on the right side. We want to bring in meteorologist Craig Herrera. This is just one river, and these are the countless stories that we're hearing out of the Pacific Northwest, because with the river rising, people living along the river banks, they're watching this forecast, and it's tense for them.
It's incredibly tense, and this is most spots west of the Cascades. To your point, you all were talking about the rain, the high snow levels. That's another concern. Lewis County, I hope your cousin is okay. And I think, Stephen, with the wind that you have been talking about today, the ground's so saturated, we're likely to see potentially more trees coming down. Then those trees could be picked up by some of those rivers. That creates log jams somewhere farther south down the river, which is also a concern because you get flooding where you may not expect it and maybe nowhere near a river gauge. Lewis County that Stephen was just talking about right here. Here's King County for Seattle. Next county over is where you've got Pierce County, and then Lewis County's to the south. And you can see the river set flood stage right now, expected to, or flood warning rather, still in place there. A few more rivers over portions of King County all the way over into Skagit County. The Skagit River, also a major concern for the potential for flooding. As we talk about these areas, I want to highlight the topography. You all were talking about the Olympic Range and the Cascade Range. Here's the Olympic Range right here. Here are the Cascades. And for perspective, when all of that moisture comes up, it banks up against the Olympics, squeezes out a ton of rain. That includes all of South Puget Sound getting flooded in. All of the moisture that goes over to the Olympics also gets squeezed out, and that includes all of what we call the Salish Sea, right? So the Salish Sea is Puget Sound. You've got, this is the Strait of Pontipuca and the Strait of George up into Canada. When you take a look at the big perspective, think of all of that rain that's banking up against the Cascades, and down near Puget Sound, all of that rain has to go down and try to, I guess, make its way down to Puget Sound, but it's having a hard time with the amount of rain we've had. As we look ahead to the forecast, the AR today will have an effect over western Washington. As we go into the rest of the week, the next AR has an effect on the coastal range of Oregon. Here's Portland, by the way, and now you've got the coastal range of Oregon here, and this area could be dealing with flooding as well. So we are going to extend the risk for flooding not only out of western Washington, but into Oregon and into northern California. I just showed you the topography there. Getting to some of the rivers right now, a lot of them, thanks to the lull in rain over the weekend, let some of those waters recede and go down. But now, as we look to what's in the next 3 days, some of these expected to get back to the major flood stage, including places like the Skagit River. Now, the Skagit River has already set a record, expected to get back to the major flood stage as we go through this week ahead. Mount Vernon is an area to watch. So is the Skagit River Basin. And Stephen, when we look at Snohomish, I also want to mention this. It is expected to get close to the flood stage there as well. And this is going to be for Snohomish at Snohomish. But you'll also watch Carnation, which is another area to watch closely. They are expected to see this Snoqualmie near Carnation get back to the major flood stage Wednesday about 7 o'clock in the evening hours.